Now, welcome back. He's released 25 albums and written perhaps the most recognisable single in American music. Well, now Don McLean is once again set to play live in the UK.
And today's his birthday. We're going to be speaking to him in just a moment. Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you.
Reminding you of that.
Let's see him performing classic American Pie.
While the king was looking down, the jester stole his morning crown. The courtroom was adjourned. No verdict was returned. And while it read a book on Marx, a quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark today. Music died. We were singing.
It's the one song that everybody knows the words to. Yes, you must be sick of it by now, aren't you?
I'm not sick of it now.
Are you not?
It's made me rich.
Good answer.
Were you surprised, though, by its success? Presumably, like a lot of people...
I never had a hit before, so I was, of course, surprised. I never had a hit record. I had And I Love You So and Castles in the Air were on the charts, but they weren't really hits.
Yeah.
And then this thing came along. But, you know, I was part of the singer-songwriter scare that came in for about 5 years.
What do you mean,
1970 to 75. Well, look, it's like the Red Scare, you know, the 50s. Just didn't last too long. And then disco came in.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and everyone's been dancing ever since.
Well, a lot of people I know have been dancing to that.
That's right.
Of course.
It has, and I imagine every time you go on tour, because you're on tour now in the UK,
Right.
aren't you, going on tour, you'll have to sing it again, won't you?
Well, I'm happy to sing it again. I'm certainly going to say, gee, I'm going to go out there and disappoint my fans and not sing Vincent or Crying or And I Love You So or any of the other songs, Castles in the Air. I always sing the songs that people want to hear. That's what they pay their money for.
It is, but not all singers do, you know. You go to concerts and you want to hear
They sound sick of that. They want to
you
give
want to
you
hear
the
the
new
classics.
Yeah, well, they get the new stuff, too.
Yeah.
And they get some of the things from the records.
Yeah.
But it was great because in the 70s I used to play Albert Hall. So in fact, one of the tours I think I did 2 Albert Halls. And then in the 80s I was at the Royal Festival Hall quite a lot. So I'm really happy on the 26th of October to be back at Royal Albert Hall again. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Just staying with American Pie, Sean says everyone seems to know the words of it. That's led to a lot of people, I think, you know, going through the analysis because the lyric is very rich in there. There's a lot in there. It's, I mean, you know, off the top of my head, it's the end. It's the change in the American dream. That's the theme, isn't it?
Well, actually, there's a book out now.
A whole book about it?
Which but in there I discuss some of the lyrics, but I really don't talk about the lyrics because it's poetry and I try to keep it that way. But Alan Howard, who's an Englishman, wrote this biography, which is on our website.
So everybody can use their own interpretation.
Find out all they want to know about American Pie.
Ah, okay. We've got a bit of
endorsed by you.
I think we've got a bit of Vincent now to have a look at.
Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue.
Vincent there. And you say the fans are going to hear Vincent and American Pie and all the hits. Don, when does the tour start and where?
It starts in Ireland. I can't think of the place, on the 4th. And then we do Killarney, I think, and then we go to Wales, and then we do Scotland. And EMI has come out with a nice package. That's what that's from, called the legendary Don McLean, which is in the stores now. And I'm really happy about it because for a long time we would do tours and the record company wouldn't come out with anything. That stuff you've been seeing is from 1980, and when I did a long tour with an orchestra all around, and that was from the Dominion Theatre.
Yeah. Do you know when you were talking about the singer-songwriter scare, and that it lasted for a few years, and then disco took over, and people stopped writing their own stuff and performing their own stuff? Do you think that's changed now? Do you think people are now going back to singer-songwriter?
I don't think people know how to write melodies anymore. I mean, look at the great Beatles songs. I mean, they were all so memorable. Even the little ones that were on records, we know them all because of the melodies. And, of course, lyric writing is then the next part. But I just think that video has kind of killed the radio star, like it says.
Well, when you described disco coming along there, did you change? I mean, what did you do when you fell from popularity? Did you just keep doing what you were doing?
Well, I had the world to go to. I started touring the world in 1972. That's why I came all over. I was all doing tours over here and in Europe and in Australia. And my popularity went down in the 70s. End of the 70s, but it went up actually over in those areas because the best ofs came out and they were #1. And then it's always been going back and forth like that. And then around 1990 things started changing and all the albums started coming out on CD, and so my popularity began growing in the United States, then back, and toward the end of the century, the song was recorded by Madonna. It was in her movie, The Next Best Thing, and it became one of the most played songs of 2001. And then from that point on, it's been terrific. You know, in the United States, all sorts of stuff has happened. I've gotten in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and I mean, a lot of honors, and so I'm really glad I lived long enough to see all this.
Don's back again. Up and down, up and down.
He's saying, I mean, American Pie, the statistics has been played on radio more than 3 million times.
The same for Vincent and I Love You So. They're also in the multi-million plays.
Wow. Can we just hear a little bit of Crying? Because I know we've got that one, and it would be nice to hear.
I was alright for a while. I could smile for a while, but when I saw you last night, you held my hand so tight. When you stopped to say hello, and though you wished me well, you couldn't tell that I'd been crying over you, crying over you. Then you said so long, left me standing.
You were humming along to that, weren't you?
Well, I was noticing my vibrato was very tight when I was a lot younger. It's you know, I started singing almost with the bel canto style, not screaming and yelling. And so I was always diametrically opposite of Dylan and people like that, who were more talkers and more from the throat. And so I was lucky to find a song like that I could do. But Roy Orbison was a friend of mine, and he, oddly enough, this is funny because, you know, he was not doing all that well in the late 1970s, and this song actually became #1 all over the world and started him going, which was kind of fun.
Amazing people rediscovering quality. Don, best of luck with the tour.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming.
Here on Breakfast.
Good luck with the tour, good luck with the book, good luck with the DVD, everything.
The sunglasses.
Yes.
No, and that's it for today. Alison Moyer is going to be here tomorrow, staying with Sol.
Yes, and we're back at 6 o'clock, so we'll see you then, hopefully. Have a good day. Bye-bye to you. It's